Hey yo, what's up, my beloved champions fam? It's the bad guy of WWE champion Zeke 4-0, and we are back with a brand new video. And we are here to feud around and find out. Feuding around and find out has returned, y'all. We got a brand new opponent, and we're going to hop on in, and we are going to get into some shenanigans. Now, look, this has been a highly interesting situation. They have a stacked squad, but it is all about getting in and out. Yeah, so look, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do some Vader time here. Now, normally whenever I do my feuds, whenever it comes to feuds, I will do my due diligence to knock out as many as I can when it pertains to getting in and getting out without using props. But when you have a feud like this one, where there is no MP boost aside from the line bonus, depending on where you're at, this is where you got to make the smart move here. Now, I do have props to get the things off right on the first turn, depending on who it is. But I had to make a move, y'all. You saw if you haven't seen, I'm just going to make you aware. Spoilers. I made a short where I did take up must-see superstar Miz to 6-star bronze, and that was for the feud. I was going to hold off. I was going to do it for a future talent up, but in the end of the day, if he goes up, someone goes up now, someone else can go up later. So obviously, when it comes to feuds, doesn't matter how many people you're going up against, you want to be fast, you want to be quick, you want to get in and out with everything and everyone. So we are going to go ahead and get back into it. So look, when it comes to my tours, I always say, out of respect for the OG legend Mark Rangley, I always say, hey, look, we're not going to be doing that around here. We are not. And we are about to get stun locked out the wazoo right here. So it is what it is. For tours, I normally do not use props. But when it comes to these type of situations, I will go ahead and use props when needed or necessary. Obviously, this is a situation where, for better or worse, we got hit with the stun lock. Now, there is a way to get out of this. I could cancel out of everything and call it a day and move forward. That is a possibility. That is something that could happen. But we will see how things go here. So it's good Cowboy Orton now. Obviously, he's proving to be a problem. And what does his Juggernaut gems do at the end? So that'll turn a bunch into botch gems. If I can at least keep a yellow on deck, that is where I'm at with it. So we will just go ahead. I can't stand submissions sometimes. They're a gift and a curse. They are a gift and a curse, and I do not want to use that yellow. But thankfully, they're giving me a little leeway. So boom. All right. We have a shot. He did not stun us, but now we have to start all over again. Oh, no. So we're going to go and get that right there. He's going to make a whole bunch of botches. Oh, Lord. This is one of those ones where it is going to be a tedious one, because it's just an infinite loop. And I don't want to sacrifice Diamond Dallas Page, but it's looking like that's what we're going to have to do, because it's just an infinite loop. Just because someone is bad in a certain meta does not take away from the fact that they can still be a threat. And as you can see, that is what's going on right here. Because he's going to do that. He's going to get his blue. He's going to get his blue submission off. It's just a rinse and repeat cycle. So that's literally what's going down right now. So this is unfortunate. And the thing is, I sadly do value my time. I really do value my time here. So it's looking like it's going to be one of those situations where I may have to sacrifice, and more than likely I will sacrifice DDP, just because I don't want to get stuck in a consecutive loop. Stun immunity is cool for some people, and other times not so much. It would be nice if I could go ahead and get that. Yeah. So we're back out of it again. We just got to see how everything falls. What's he going to do? Boom. Okay. We can start gaining back control. I was like sitting there like, look, this is how things can go. Sometimes you can start off and everything's apex. Everything is gravy. Everything's good, right? And then other times it could go completely left. It can go completely left. But luckily, we were able to get out of here. Now with DDP, we do have the submission on him. We could do a whole lot right here, but what we're going to do is we're going to drop that right there, and we are going to put this right here. So 5 match, make it connect, boom, drain you, do a 3 match, boom, drain you, submission, night night, because we got places to be. So boom, it doesn't even matter where we put him at. We're just going to put him there. He's going to tap out. It's over. So you always want to read the board. When it comes to feuds, depending on the situation, this time around it's like a big boost of percentile damage for immobile gems and green gems. There was no MP perk. So the only thing you really helping you out here is if you decide to sacrifice something, depending on the characters that you're utilizing, right? Depending on who you use, that dictates how things are going to go. So now we're going to go in here with CM Punk and we're going to clean up shop. Now it's looking like my partner hasn't made a move yet. Hasn't made a move, but I have not been tagged yet either. Have I been tagged? Okay, not yet. That's somebody else. So we're both running triple green, but I have class advantage. We're going to move that over there so we don't get nothing too crazy. We could easily stack everything for more damage because of the green moves. And we got the Shiki plate on there, so we could do that. Boom, boom. It did activate, but we're just trying to get in and out. Again, depending on your feud rules and how things are taken care of in your faction, speed is always going to be everything. And I'm actually enjoying these feuding around and finding out videos. It is cool to cover different things. I might even consider looking into doing showdown, depending on what the situation and stipulations are. But I got Miz. I have Miz as well as, let's see who he's working with. Now, what's going on here? Because I need to know what's going on. My boy, what are you doing? See, and I'm not trying to shaft nobody. I don't want to disrespect nobody. But look, you need to, when you're like feuding and you're feuding hard, you need to make sure that you got a little extra pep in your step. So we're going to go ahead and bring our guy in to take care of Zombie Priest. Zombie Priest is another very solid zombie free-to-play. Normally, the free-to-play units from the zombie month for Halloween are usually pretty good. So we got our guy finally up to 6-star bronze. And we have the moment. So he is going to be hitting pretty hard. He is going to be hitting pretty hard. There's no way around that. So what? He's at 53. And then we're going to go ahead and do this. Going to place that right there. Top round. And of course, we triggered something. And he's going to hit that sub. He's going to hit the sub on us. If he was smart, he would hit the sub on us. Miz is still a problem. He's still a beast. So we will see what we can do. If I could salvage some of those yellows, and as soon as I said I wanted to salvage them, that didn't happen. So please, okay. Boom. We'll do that. Going to be a lot of power gems in the mix, but we also got a multiply gem right there. So we are going to take care of that. And what are you about to do, Priest? Hopefully we can survive. If we can make a connect, if we can make something pop off, we will be golden. And of course, Juggernaut gems. Yeah, he probably killed us with that. His power gems are no joke. We're too close to that. Okay. And then those type of situations happen. So look, doesn't matter. Look at how this went. Even with like Miz having the moment, everything going the way it went, I shoulda, coulda, woulda on certain things. Like maybe I shouldn't have put that many down. Maybe I should have put only a couple of snowfall gems down. It is what it is. It's a part of the thing. Like I'd rather be realistic and show you the real ins and outs of a feud. Sometimes you can get the best of everybody. Sometimes you get a clean sweep. Other times you're not. So we're going to go and knock this one out. And then, of course, the key thing to remember is like you want to be speedy and effective. Now, this is a situation where it's like, look, we've already lost enough time because of Orton. We already lost enough time because of the backfire with Priest. This is a situation where I do utilize the props. When it comes to my hell mode runs, I am going to do nothing but straight hardcore smashing jam action. When it comes to a feud, I have to be considerate of not only my time, but my partner's time too. So we're not playing around with that. We seen what happened. We could have brought a couple curses, but again, that is valuable time. That is time that could be going towards knocking out another opponent instead of swapping around props. And then we just blow up the board. It's over. It's done. We just keep it moving. We keep it rolling. Because depending on how my partner is, you always want to be matched up with people that match your energy. In other words, look, if there's people in your faction that like to take their merry old time and pop it and grandma it, then cool. But let them do their stuff together. If you're somebody that's in and you value your time, you want to take care of business. Two Bob said it. The OG said it in a previous video in Champions Chat with the spotlight. He literally said, like, look, match up with people that are in your time zone. Match up with people that you know are going to help you out, and y'all are going to be getting in and out of things. Find yourself a partner and do it. That's literally how it is. When it comes to me, though, to be realistic and to be truthful about it, I'm cool with working with anybody, but it's also a thing of the honesty of it is if you are in the Pacific time zone, find someone else who's in the Pacific time zone. If you're in the Eastern Standard Time zone, find someone who's in the Eastern Standard Time zone, so on and so forth. That way, you're always flowing and going. I knew a couple, a real amazing group of people, an amazing couple of people, Breathless and Shoddy. Not sure if they're still playing the game or not, but they were a married couple, so of course they would play the game together. So that it would made it easier because they never had to worry about finding a partner. They never had to worry about anything like that. They tag teamed it and it flowed. The same concept could easily be applied for any faction. If you got people who are go-getters, heavy hitters, they're the ones that are going to be raking in the majority of your faction's points, for better or worse. That is just the God honest truth of it. Then you will want them to be paired up instead of being with people that might be a tad bit slower. They might not take feuds as serious as you are. But again, that's another thing where you have to look at things and be like, look, there's a faction for everybody out there. So sadly, we did lose a couple of people. We lost Miz here, but you know what? That's the reality of things too. Sometimes too OP can work against you, and that was an example of it. If we didn't get the cascade that we got, we probably would have been better off. So obviously, when it comes to Miz, you don't always have to use every single snowfall gem. You can always set them up in a specific area. They're going to get changed, but even then, because of that area move that you choose to swap into the green, that's always going to be something to consider too. That can force the cascade. So there's literally just certain situations where you're darned if you do and you're darned if you don't. Sometimes it's not going to go off perfect. And that was an example right there. And it also showcased this. You have solid free-to-play units like Damian Priest. All right, you got Damian Priest, who's free-to-play. Very viable unit. You got a character like Showboat Kevin Owens, really good. You got Kairi Sane, who's really good. Akam from the latest, the Final Testament. That you got characters that they give you that are monsters in the game still to this day and can take down some of your top-notch characters. So that's something to keep in mind. That is something to consider. Like, that's something to really pinpoint. Even a guy like Ludwig Kaiser. Even without a drip plate, Ludwig Kaiser hits pretty hard, especially now with the nearing the end plate. You got so many different builds that you could do for him. You don't need, not every character needs a drip plate to be a monster. You know what I mean? And now there's been a lot, thanks to Sir Zorro and his gameplay with the Tiffy time play. It's showing you a lot. Like, I'm looking at his Logan Paul video. It showcases, like, even after with certain gems and stuff, like after submissions and stuff, that Tiffy time plate still activates. It's still dangerous. It's still nasty. So there's literally there's a champion out there for everybody. But with feuds, you definitely always want to make sure that you're trying to be as fast as you can. You still remember, have fun. But I also do feel, and I strongly know and believe, forget your feelings. Feelings can get you hurt. But I know, as harsh a reality of it is that sometimes people need to understand the vision of what the faction they're in. They need to comprehend and understand what they're trying to do, what they're trying to achieve, what they're trying to get out of it. So that way everybody wins in the end. So like, that is something where you got to really think about it. Like, are you someone that's, if you're in a top 100 faction, are you really willing to put in top 100 work? Okay, you were able, or you have an opportunity to be in the top 50, top 30, 20, 10, 5 faction. But are you willing to commit to that type of grind? Are you willing to put in the type of work that your compatriots are going to be putting in? And that's something that a lot of people need to consider. If you're not the fastest person, you really need to double think that. If you're someone who doesn't really care about tier lists, if you don't care about tier lists, you want to take up who you want to take up, understand with a grain of salt what comes with that. The same thing. It's like, look, like some people might look at feuds and think they're ridiculous. There's other people that love to feud. Just like there's people out there who love showdowns. There's people out there that love faction bosses. There's people out there who love to clear out tours. There's a game mode for everybody here. But when you look at your faction, look at the type of faction. There's people who are in factions. They look at it like military time. Like, look, this is what we're doing. No ifs, ands, or buts. The rules are the rules. There's people who set rules and they'll give you a little bit of leeway. There's people out there that literally just want to play the game and have fun and indulge and do their thing. So you have to look at it the same way. Like, understand that demographic. Is this for you? Is this something that you want to do? Is this a place that you want to be at? Communication is key. You want to make sure that you're talking to people. You want to make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to do. That is the main goal of any game when it comes to dealing with others. There's plenty of PvE one-on-ones, but in WWE Champions, you're doing a lot of things by yourself, but you're also doing things with your family, your faction fam. So you need to consider that and look into that. Like, is this what you like, the type of faction that you're dealing with? Do you need a laid-back faction? Is that your style? Are you heavy into everything? Like, you want to be top performer, everything, doing everything. It all depends on who you are as an individual, being honest enough with yourself to comprehend, like, hey, this is the style that I prefer to do. And there's no shame in being honest with yourself, because the sooner, it's just like a job, right? You go to a job, okay, they can give you the opportunity at said job. They can give you the opportunity to make money at that workplace. But if you know for a fact that you're a person who's antisocial, why would you try to even put in an application to somewhere where you're going to have to talk to people? Or if you know that you're not really good with your hands, but you're good behind a computer, why would you put yourself in that predicament when you know better, when you're choosing not to do better? The same should be applied to when you're looking for factions and having a faction fam and your play style. If you're just hopping in to log in to do your dailies, do a couple tours, and things like that, then that's like, okay, I get it. I understand where you're coming from with that. But then on the other side of things, it's like, well, hey, there's people out there that want to succeed. They want to know how to run their roster properly. They want to be as efficient as possible. Yes, they're still having fun, but now they're like, you know what? I made too many mistakes. I don't want to continue to make them. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let my faction down. So you got to look at, like, are you a selfish player or are you a team player? You know, I get it. There's no I in team, there's I in win, but at what cost did the victory come? And that's the thing that you got to look at too. So when you're considering any faction, look at who you are as an individual and just think about it. Because there's also plenty of people who are like this. They'll bust their butt in a video game, but in real life, they do nothing. You know what I mean? You could do everything in real life, which I applaud you for doing, but you could do a lot and get nowhere. So you got to really look at certain things and understand, like, what you're dealing with, so you don't get the spotlight put on you in a negative light. So I just really strongly suggest to anybody, like, look, if you're looking to get into a faction and you want to go about things the proper way, the right way, then really do yourself a favor, not a disservice, and sit back and reflect and look at things and be like, hey, what faction suits me? Or Where's the faction that I can join where I know I'm still going to be an asset? I might not be the quickest feuder, but you know what? If you need a heal, if you got a heal up, I'm going to have you covered. I got you covered when it comes to the heals. If you need someone to be, if you need someone to be glitch healed, I got you covered. If you need someone that has you covered on exhibitions and everything, hey, I'm your guy. You know, so there's a role for everybody. It's just finding out what role best suits you. So that's the thing. There's a home for everybody, and that's the beauty of this game. So I just hope and pray that everybody's able to find the right squad for themselves. And always remember, no matter where you go, communication is going to be key. Communication is going to be critical. And so that's another way of securing victory and winning on all facets and all sides. See, and that worked out. We did put a bunch of snowfall gems, but we didn't go for that full spread. And by missing out on those couple on the side, we were good. We were good to go on that. So boom, okay, we're knocking it out. This is actually going to be a light week for me. This is a light weekend for me, and I'm gonna tell you why. I love spending and investing in what I love. It's a passion. I make content on it. I love the game. I love wrestling. I am not going to be one of those guys who knows everything, so I'm not going to say that. But I love the sport. I love wrestling, professional wrestling. I just absolutely love it. But look, as enticing as Julius Creed's banner is, we will cover it once I'm done doing what I'm doing here. I do applaud Scopely because, like I said, if you're going to have a character that's off-brand, someone that's not your initial go-to money getter, right? Like, for instance, you want to make sure that it works. And the best way to explain this is to compare and contrast with Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z. They are having their 9th anniversary, which I play in my off time aside from Champions, right? So they have characters that they will release on their banners, hence where I get the term banner, right, with the loop. They have banners where they have it set up where certain characters they know are going to pull in the money. So, for example, someone that's going to pull in the money for them, let's actually have some fun here and see how hard a 5-star bronze Ozzy can do against this X-Pac. Let's just see what happens. They have banners where they know who's going to bring in money. So, for example, they know that if they ever release or drop a Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta or Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, they know that is going to bring in money. Whenever they drop any of the fusions, if it's Vegito or Gogeta, they know it's going to be a top level. It's going to be top shelf. They know they are going to make their money. That's a given. But then they can have their off-season stuff. Wow, good. See, this is why he's so cracked. But then it's also that line bonus with the additional 50%, and we still don't have Tiffany Stratton yet. So when you have somebody like Gogeta, they'll follow up with someone that's a little lackluster. So here's another prime example. You had Rex Regum for the initial drop and release of 6-star golds. Then you follow it up. That was Triple H. Then you followed up with Trish Stratus. So when you do this, when you drop these characters, when you release these characters, you know that Trish is well loved and appreciated as a waifu. And when it comes to the WWF, let alone the WWE. When you look at Triple H and everything he's done for the business and what he's doing now, you know that he's going to push units. The same applies in Dokkan Battle. When the fusions come out, so do the wallets. So that is something that's just the nature of the beast, right? But then you could have, after the fusions show up, they'll have someone like Captain Ginyu. They might release a Bulma or Pan. Like they'll release a TUR Pan, or they'll release a LR Bulma following the fusions. They'll release a Dokkan Fest Paragus, the father of Brawley, or a Dokkan Fest Garlic Jr. They'll do that because it fills in the spaces. Like, okay, we just got S tier Triple H, we just got S tier Trish. Now we also have S tier Cody Rhodes. But so who's someone to pair up with Cody? Who's someone that we can put in there to expand the amount of superstars in the game, give them a shot, so when they look back at the game, they can say, "Oh yeah, like, we covered him. We didn't forget about them, right?" So then you throw out a Julius Creed. So when you pull out these characters, basically, I'm getting convoluted and I'm getting long-winded, but the key thing here is this. Long story short of it, point blank period of it is this. When you release a character that's less popular than your initial go-tos, when you release someone that's lesser known or not as big of a draw as a Roman Reigns or a Stone Cold Steve Austin or a Gogeta or a Vegito, when you release your Creed brothers, when you release your Captain Ginyu, you need to make a banner that is worthwhile for the community to invest in. And looking at Julius Creed's banner, it is a banner that has a lot of good characters on it. But then, like we know, gotcha is going to gotcha. How many of us people are going to be walking away with some of the top tier units that are featured on that banner? Not that many. A good couple. But at the end of the day, not everybody's walking away with them. They're not. So you just have to come to terms with that. And you just have to accept that. That's just another part of it. You might not catch every LR. You might not walk away with Carnival Gogeta. You might not walk away with Dokkan Fest Brawley. But you might end up pulling STR, LR, LR, STR, Beast Gohan, but you got shafted everywhere else. You might end up pulling Tech Charlotte Flair, but you might missed out on Pat Patterson. There's always going to be a give and take, but whenever you're dealing with a gotcha game, you have to understand there's going to be high points and low points. And you release low point characters after the high points. Back to backs. Like Cody is proven multiple times over to this day, ever since his original release as a modern era striker, even with the lackluster, disappointing debut launch. Because I remember when Merrick's was looking at Tech Cody like, what are y'all doing? Like, what is this moveset? This is not, Cody doesn't do that. There's been plenty of times where content creators have called out Scopely for those type of shenanigans. But at the end of the day, whether Tech Cody might not have been on the same par, same level as Striker Cody. You know, Finish the Story Cody wasn't on the level of American Nightmare Cody, but Cody still sold. So when Striker Cody sold and Tech Cody sold, they already knew, well, if we know how they are with zombies. Our zombie releases are basically the equivalent of summer banners in anime theme and oriented gacha games. Like during FGO, hands down, some of the best characters they release, the best servants they drop are bikini themed or summer beach themed. That in WWE Champions, the Halloween is our summer event. So when they drop Powerhouse Zombie Cody, especially when the Titan plate was around and now you found a real good home for it, it was like, boom. And now we have this Cody, modern era to Powerhouse Cody. I believe Sir Zoro released a video a little bit ago from One True King. He released a build that is absolutely dangerous when it comes to Powerhouse Cody. They have already figured out, with as less drops and releases of him, they know that they are going to make their money whenever a Cody Rhodes is in the game, because a lot of people like him. Just like I'm pretty confident when they decide to release maybe a S+ tier main event Jey Uso, pretty sure people are going to go crazy. Same thing if Bo Dallas with Uncle Howdy gear comes out, or Uncle Howdy with Bo Dallas gear comes out. It's going to sell. There's just certain characters. But when you have a character, you have somebody that is like, is he going to be able to do it? I don't think he's going to do it. So for the spare time, we are going to go ahead and hop in and take care of business. But when those characters release, I'm pretty sure units are going to move. So that's just how it's going to be. But with a character like Julius, as good as the banner is, I don't want Julius. I literally just made so many moves. I literally just made so many doggone moves with Tex, from CM Punk to Nation of Domination Rock to Charlotte Flair. I'm good on Tex for a little bit. And I'm actually glad, after seeing the breakdown video, check it out from Champions Chat, after seeing the breakdown video of Julius Creed, he is still a very solid tech. But when I look at my techs right now, I am good. The only tech that's coming to my attention, that's coming to my mind to go after and pursue, would probably have to be Pat Patterson, a legend tech. Because I'm good on Modern with Charlotte and CM Punk. I'm good on Attitude Era. The only other one that catches my eye after seeing so many gameplay from Benny Smaja and Sir Zorro is Pat Patterson. That's the only other tech that I would be interested in. That's not taking anything away from Julius. It's not. But it's also me just being realistic. Like, I'd rather go with someone else. That's just me. So, I mean, everyone's going to get their comeuppance. So everyone's going to get their due. We are going to actually run CM Punk here, and we're going to take care of business. So we're going to get in and get out with that. But and then we'll wrap up the video. We'll just look over his banner. I applaud them for making his banner so enticing for you to get him, but to go after and pull on it. But this weekend, I'm not even going to lie to you. I kind of came to terms that, look, I was thinking and hoping and praying, you know, taking my vitamins and saying my prayers. I was hoping that I would be able to walk away and walk away with Bret Hart this weekend. But then I looked at how things went, and looking at the amount of medallions I get, even with everything included, without me really spending like that, I'm not going to get Bret Hart this weekend. I'm getting closer thanks to these milestones I'm hitting. I'll be probably like 100 shards off from Bret, and I hope and pray they just bring another thing around, hopefully, and I'm able to recruit him like that. But it's just like one of those things where I really don't want to go after Julius. So this is one of those times where I want to be an example of practice what I preach. If it's someone that I like, I'll go after him. I like Tiffany. I went after Tiffany. The stuff that was on the 6-Star Spangled Loop banner, I liked, so I pursued it. But Julius, even as enticing as they made his banner, I'm probably not pulling on him. I'm not pulling for him. And I am content with that. I am at peace. And yeah, that means I'm running off of two ladders instead of 4. That's cool. It is what it is. The grind will be a little bit longer, but it's doable. So more than likely, my stopping point, I will go as long as I can until I pass out to help out my faction fam. I still have work later, but I will try to get up as high as I can, clear as many milestones as I can, and I will call it a day. They have a solid banner for Julius, as you can see. And a lot of the people that were on that the Universal Champions Club, they're on here now. They have all this on here. But go back to what I was talking about, because yeah, we're pushing it. Literally, the whole thing is this character that a lot of people may not care for. You put stuff on the banner that makes you care. I know my broski Owen, he's chasing after Trish Stratus. I pray that he gets her. There you go. I talked about Bret. Maybe you get some Bret shards. Muscle Man Bray. No, I love me some Bray. You got Carmelo as well as Braun Breaker. After the update on the Universal Champions Club, they dropped these characters on here. Andre the Giant, if you got his moment, he is a phenomenal beast. Underdog. We got Sheamus, another good one. Powerhouse Sammy. Got Bianca. You also got The Miz, Nikita, Tiffany, Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman, Giovanni Vinci, The Final Boss, Kevin Owens, Imperium Tech Gunther, and Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dom, and more shards of Tiffany. Basically, you would probably have a better chance of pulling those shards at the end. Even Relentless Kevin Owens. They stacked this banner, so even if you don't care for Julius Creed, it gives you the idea of FOMO, fear of missing out because there's so many other good ones. Even Terry Funk is a beast. So they were smart with how they made this banner. There's just so much good on here you're going to want to pull. But for me, I'm pretty stacked. I'm pretty good. I'm okay. It's not going to be the end of the world if I miss out. It's not. And that's absolutely fine by me. So it's one of those, you got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them, and know when to walk away. And for me, this is a weekend where I walk away. Like, granted, yeah, me doing this could fudge me on getting Tiffany sooner rather than later. But again, I just took up Heavy Metal Rhea Ripley. I just want Tiffany I just want Tiff for the trainer ability. That's it. It's not a rush for me. It's like I'm going to get her one way or the other. She's coming home. And yeah, I also get it. Maybe I'm missing out on the victory tours week by week by not having her on the squad. But again, it's all good. Like, it's not the end of the world. We still got plenty of time left on this MLC. So if I get her at the beginning, like I was hoping, I was confident about it. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, we might not get her. So with Bret Hart, I know that Bret is right here. And we get 50. So literally, I already know I'm going to reach the milestone where I get the 50 shards of Bret Hart from here. So that's going to put us literally in the 2900s and mean that I'll be closer and closer to him. And literally, the only reason why I want him is for that coaching ability. Multiply gems, him and Zombie Gunther right next to each other, dangerous, deadly, absolutely deadly. My Vader with Mosh, Butch, Zombie Gunther, as well as Bret, that's gonna be dangerous, absolutely dangerous. And the same applies if I put it on my Showboat Charlotte. It's gonna be cool. It's not the end of the world. And then with Tiffany, where are we at with her? Because there's only one Tiffany in the game. We're at 1740. So, okay, we might not be walking away with the full 500 shards of Tiffany this weekend, but we will be closer. And me coming to terms with me not spending, well, when I hit up this prize wall, I am not going to be upset. I'm not going to trip on it either, because now I know definitely what I'm going to be getting. Like, it's been written in the stars for me now. I needed 17 to get Bret Hart. I'm not going to hit that. I'm not going to hit it. As much as I would want it, reality is I'm not getting those 300 Bret shards. But I will more than likely have enough when it's all said and done to cop that Thugonomics plate. So I have my first copy of that. I got all these other ones there, and I will at least pick up. I'll pick up some star frags so I can fill in the star for Tech Charlotte. So I'm not leaving empty-handed. It is what it is, and it's going to be what it's going to be. But that is the video, y'all, for feuding around and finding out. So look, we'll make this into a little series. We'll do what we got to do. I changed things around. So this is the squad that we were running. And of course, we had an answer for everything. The only reason why I did it like this is just because multiple characters means more points, means more chance to get done sooner rather than later. Again, speed is critical. Speed, using the right characters with quick animations, get in and get out. Obviously, it took me a little longer because obviously I'm doing the video and I'm trying to talk while also doing it. So multitasking can be a thing here, but you want to get people that are going to get you in and out of every single situation. If you need to use props, have some shows of heart, have some Shango curses, but just be quick about it depending on who it is. And again, depending on the line bonus. Well, look at what I have right here. Miz is already going to be going off because he has the plus 99 still after his initial debut. CM Punk was able to get the 2 moves that he needed so he can get to his finisher sooner, and then Vader was already good to go. Had Vader been in the bottom 4, he wouldn't been able to do what he does. Ozzy is also a MLC champion, so he's getting the plus 99, and he makes quick work out of people. Like, he's at 5-star bronze. I haven't even maxed out his levels yet, and he was able to clear people out. Then with everybody else, I mean, hey, it might take a prop. It might take a little bit of time, but you also saw how the best case scenarios worked and the worst case. You literally saw Miz get dusted by a B tier, I believe a B tier zombie Damian Priest. Cascade cost him. And then you saw Miz come back and dominate turn one without any issues. It's good and bad. You saw the Diamond Dallas Page, great character, but even look, a S plus tier was getting held up by a Cowboy Orton. Put some respect on his name, but those type of things happen, and that's why I'm glad that I do the videos that I do. I'm going to show you the good as well as the bad, because it's not realistically, it's not going to be a real experience if I'm winning every single thing. It's not going to be a real experience if I'm closing out of the game and starting over. I can't do that. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to cheat you. I'm not going to cheat myself. So that is the video, y'all. Obviously, we could run something lighter. We could take a couple people off and put some fodder in if we really want to. It's all up to you on what you want to do about it. You could easily have a couple go-to heavy hitters like here, and then you can just put a couple fodder in. So I could still keep DDP, Vader, CM Punk, and Miz, obviously, because they're giving me more war score and the +1 to any and all move colors. And then I can literally fill out the bottom row. Maybe I could keep DDP, but then for the others, put some other people in there and just have them lighter. So if I ran into a problem, I can literally just kill them off and have one of my partners come through and handle business. So that's how you want to do things. Be quick and efficient. Make sure that you're communicating. And again, understand what your faction needs of you, and with the same way that what you need from a faction. If you're not someone that takes Feud serious, look into finding a faction that's way casual and laid back. And no matter where you go, there's always going to be laid back personalities. There's going to be people that are very anal. There's going to be people that are going to be on it like, hey, let's get these numbers knocked out. There's going to be other people that understand. We're humans. Okay, we're humans, not machines. Obviously, if personal things come up, let people know ahead of time instead of leaving them hanging. And if something does come up, like maybe your service drops or something goes down like that, make sure to communicate. But in the end, the one thing that's most important is to have fun, no matter the gameplay, no matter the situation. So with that being said, y'all, hey, yo, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but champions do. Mad love and respect to each and every single one of you, of my beloved Champions fam. If you enjoy this content and you like what the boy's doing, by all means, like the video, share the video. Let's chop it up in the comments below. Always let me know who you're running in this faction feud. Let me know what your style and preference is. Some people go all in, like top heavy, nothing but 6-star goals. Because when you go up against a bunch of 6-star goals, you're going to get a lot more points. So whether you buy the ladders, whether you have the promoters, you're going to be able to get done sooner. Or if you don't want to get done sooner, you're going to be able to be putting up constant big numbers for your faction fam, as well as yourself clearing out those solo war score contest milestones. And or maybe you like running a couple fodder and a couple heavy hitters. It is different. Like me and my boy Mudflap, shout out to the broski, the leader of NWO Broken Skulls. We literally both went light when we first started, because I was knocking out all of my bonus points, taking care of the Raw, taking care of Alpha Academy, Imperium, Sami Zayn, Striker, Miz. I was literally running all those characters, and by me and Braun Breaker, I was literally running all those characters, and they're light in my roster, and he was doing the same thing. And then next thing you know, we're both like at 80,000, and then he got teamed up with someone who was also 80,000, but they just so happened to have a 6-star gold Great Muta. They had a 6-star silver and a they had a Great Muta. They had a 6-star gold, a 6-star silver Shinsuke Nakamura, a 6-star silver Tech Ludwig Kaiser, and then I think they had like a 4-star bronze Brutus Creed. And we're both looking at each other like, I don't have nothing for this. I didn't expect them to do that. And so we just we had to take an L on that because literally we would just be killing ourselves off. There was nothing we could do in that situation. But that's also one of the reasons why, sometimes when you're doing these bonus characters and you're running things, maybe it doesn't hurt the pack a heavy hitter. So in case someone does come across, they can be running low numbers too and still be packing some major Latino heat. So you definitely want to be careful about that. But most importantly, getting sidetracked. Like the video, share the video. But if you really like the content and you want to stay up to date on what's going on with yours truly, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you always are up to date on all things that are being presented by the bad guy of WWE Champions, Zeke 4-0, the most electrifying content creator in WWE Champions Entertainment. I love you all, I respect you all, and I'm praying for y'all tenfold. I got some more feuding to do, but I wanted to make sure I knocked out another video for each and every single one of you. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I'm going to let this load up. Hopefully y'all enjoy it while y'all are feuding in the final wee hours of this feud. But stay tuned. Until next time, good feuding, good pulling as well. I hope that y'all all have an incredible conclusion to your weekend and let the good times roll tenfold. We got the Blitz that's going to be coming out. Again, requirements needed is Julius Creed, the Creed brothers. So best of luck on those pulls. Or maybe you got lucky in the chest and got him at 3-star bronze. Or you pulled them earlier in the week with that banner that they've been running as of late so you can get more shards or the cards. With that being said, though, y'all, mad love. Until next time, thank you for watching and thank you for your love and support. Peace.